Hello, welcome to Ladies Who Question. Oh, God, let's just get it over with now, Holly. Let's talk about that garish display of conspicuous consumption that happened over the weekend in Venice.
Okay. Let's wrap this thing up and put it to bed.
And then we shall never speak of that again.
Right.
Because we'll never have to.
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, let's see. Jenner Kardashians were all represented. Orlando Bloom, Tom Brady. Who else?
I did hear something about the Kardashians.
Oh, what?
Kim and Kris were both invited, and the other sisters were not.
They were all there.
Oh, I know. And Kris went back to Lauren and said, "We're not coming unless everybody's invited." And
what?
Everybody thinks that it was another marketing ploy for Kris to pimp out and market her daughters. And so she said, "Okay, they can come."
That is so rude.
I know.
Who does that and says, because I was wondering, I didn't know if they were tight to begin with. There were only 200 guests.
Right.
It wasn't like it was some massive, like 1,000 people. I've been to a wedding where there were almost 1,000 people. I'm not kidding you.
Oh my God.
It was like at that big, huge, it was at the Fairmount in downtown San Jose. The Fairmont, excuse me.
Yes.
Yeah, and that entire ballroom was
my God.
packed. Maybe it was 800 people.
But
I don't know.
Still, how do you even know that? Like,
well, they don't. They were just early tech people. I don't even remember who they were.
Oh,
but she just goes, "You have to be here." I'm like going,
wait, what's your name?
Yeah, well, I can't remember now, and she was very nice. I don't even remember how I knew her. Maybe from like Jazzercise or something.
Right,
remember
just a little hello. Yes, I do.
And I knew her from that, and she was very nice, and we always got along. She said, "You must be there." And I literally said this, okay, maybe this was bad. I go, half joking, but you know me, so you know I really meant it. I said, "What kind of cake are you having?"
Oh my God, Lisa, that's so you.
But it's important. Anyway, it was a great time. But anyway, so back to this Kardashian. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine inviting someone to your wedding and them saying, "Well, we're not going to go unless the rest of the fam goes"?
It's like the Three Musketeers, all or nothing.
God, was that a reliable source that you heard that from?
It was.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was TMZ. It was
they're pretty good.
It was something like that.
Oh,
and I stumbled upon it by accident.
That is like the height.
But they said, Kris likes to market her girls, and a couple of them were kind of faded out, like Chloe. Like I don't know what she's doing.
Yeah.
And maybe she just wanted to get great photography, and
maybe they have another season of their
I'm sure
garbage
they do.
reality show.
Yeah.
Just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really ever watch it, so I don't know. Okay, so they had 3 parties at least.
Okay.
Wait, who else was there? Some SI model who I don't know. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes. Sweeney.
Sydney Sweeney?
Mm-hmm. I heard a story about that too.
Ooh, okay, dish.
They wanted. Wait, was it them?
Sydney
Sweeney. Okay. No, some of the people that were invited were kind of on that level of
fame.
What? Yes. Mm-hmm. Celebrityism or whatever.
Yeah, celebrity power.
And a lot of it had to do with their agents getting them invitations for being seen. Like not everybody.
It's your
this
wedding.
Was actually on Dana and Dave's podcast today.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
And they were talking about it. And they were telling a little background of that's the agent, getting her up there, getting her photographed, and I'm just like, oh my God.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Barf-a-rama.
Yeah.
I just, so you're turning your wedding into a spectacle, a celebrity spectacle event.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I guess maybe they liked that though, because maybe it drew more attention to them.
Right. Up and coming, very famous celebrities or actors and actresses.
Yeah. Which, they need more attention, but I guess this is what the ultimate, we simply must. Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. Okay.
No, it's okay.
Go.
Just this information feeds what I was already thinking. Oh, barf. Okay, there was a foam party on the yacht. And then the other party, there was one at some spectacular, it was on some island close to there. That everybody had to take a water taxi to get to.
Oh.
But it was rained out, like a deluge, And then I think there was another one. And then, of course, there was the wedding reception. Okay. And I want to talk about that dress, that weird freaking dress. I thought it was kind of greenish, but it was embroidered. And it had that boob shelf, whatever.
Oh, yeah, that. It was straight across.
And obviously some kind of corset action going on.
Everything she was wearing was corseted.
Mm-hmm.
She looks like a cartoon character like Kim Kardashian.
Or who is that that movie, remember? Oh, she had the sexy, it was what's her, the sexy voice. She was the detective, or she was helping the detective. And it was that actress. Oh God, we can't, help us. Please, baby Jesus, help us right now. Remember these names. She was a cartoon, and it was even, the movie was even named after her. Oh, jeez.
Bugsy Malone.
No, not Bugsy. No. But it was a sort of a cartoony name, sort of like, okay, it'll probably occur to us, and then we'll hark back to it when we remember it at the very end of the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
If we can even function.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I thought it was weird. That was the most bizarre dress.
The wedding dress?
No, not the wedding one.
That shelf dress.
That shelf.
Yes.
I just looked at it and I said, why? Well, it was a Schiaparelli, and Schiaparellis are usually that designer makes lovely, elegant things, but I don't know. Her wedding dress. What'd you think about the wedding dress?
I have to say, it was designed with the reference of a very famous actress.
Oh, I don't know.
I can't remember who it was.
Grace Kelly?
No, but in that neighborhood.
Because it was kind of 50s, didn't you think?
That's exactly, that's who the reference was.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't Elizabeth Taylor, but it was somebody back then that married a big famous actor.
Another name we can't remember.
Right.
Oh, good.
Right. Okay.
Isn't this great? We give so much non-information.
Right.
You know, that person. Yeah, I know. Jessica Rabbit.
Yes.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Right.
Oh, gosh.
God,
we didn't have to wait till the end.
Okay, yay. That was the last little topic.
Success.
Okay.
I thought it was quite modest, and I was shocked.
Too. I wonder if they got married in a Catholic church in Italy. Because, you have to wear sleeves and stuff like that. That's what I was thinking.
Oh, maybe. I you know what? At one point, I was so on overload and nausea. You know, I was really like, bleh. I said, okay, whatever. I'm just going to skim the surface because there was so much just from that.
Oh my God. Well, you couldn't turn your computer on and not see five pictures of the wedding every 5 seconds.
It was covered on network news a lot too. And I'm going, really? It's not a slow news weekend. So I'm not understanding this.
Right. I want to know about the fires and this. And there's a lot of important things.
But,
But
then she took that part off though. She took the lace top off so she could, stick the muffins out again. Okay. So there was something that was removable.
Okay.
And she took it off, and then it's like, okay, I'm presenting again.
Constantly in your face. Everything was strapless. Yeah. Everything she wore was strapless.
Yeah. Maybe she's been doing a lot of arm work and she wants to show more.
Well, another person said, do you think that he dictates how she needs to look all the time?
Oh, no.
You don't think so?
Oh, I mean, no. Says, it's more of an exclamation like, oh, like, God, no, I hope not. Right. I mean, she's 55.
Right. So
she should have her own. I mean, she grew up, I was at the forefront of the women's movement and making ourselves independent. We've taken a lot of steps back apparently lately, or forced to, but she's still in that age group where they were, I am woman, to a degree.
Okay.
Gosh.
He has nothing to do with how she's morphed into what she is now.
I don't know, but I do have actually, I'm glad you said that because I did see this quote, which I just don't even know how to think about this. This was her direct quote. Okay. Jeff hasn't changed me. Jeff has revealed me. Okay. So, like she feels seen or whatever. So I don't know. So maybe he's influencing her, I would imagine.
But she's taking it in a positive way because she's showing her assets more or her body more. And
because she's had major work.
Yeah.
I mean, boobylicious, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know. It felt like a wedding for a whole weekend, like from the 80s. Just as I mentioned before, the conspicuous consumption, and it was gaudy and overdone. And
totally agree.
My opinion, just my opinion. I didn't hear anything really nice about it.
I didn't either.
No.
Okay, so this is my opinion. I thought when George and Amal got married in Venice, it was very tasteful.
Oh, it was beautiful.
And not showy. And there was just a whole different vibe. We knew it was fascinating to watch because it was classy. It was a wedding. It wasn't like 5 parties. It wasn't like constantly. And I was thinking that she was thinking, oh, well, George and Amal, we're going to get married in Venice.
Right. And we're going to do it upright.
Right. I mean, wrong and tacky.
But I thought George and Amal's was understated and elegant. And it was kind of like one of those things where, oh, that's really nice.
Right.
I mean, they have the dough to do it there, but they're doing it beautifully.
Exactly.
You were happy for them. And it also, he wasn't the second or third most, the richest richest person in the world. So,
and Amal's a natural beauty.
Well, she really is.
And she didn't have to do anything.
No.
Whatever she wears, she looks great.
But Lauren Sanchez, when she was a newscaster, whatever she did in LA, she was cute.
Yeah, she was.
Yes, and she's been married a couple times, so she kind of knows her way around the world. She's four kids or three kids? No, three kids. Three kids. I mean, she's been around. She's lived life. So I don't see her being led around by the nose by Jeff Bezos.
Okay.
But who knows? I don't know her.
I don't either.
But if you've been that and lived your life up to that point,
right?
I don't know. I meant us to just talk about this very briefly, and now we're really getting into the psychology of it.
Did you see her daughter though?
Whose daughter?
Lauren's.
No, I didn't see any of her kids.
I saw several pictures. Her two sons.
Yeah,
they walked her down the aisle. I just read that. I didn't see the picture, but there was a picture of her daughter in several shots. She looked so unhappy. She was always looking away. Like she looked miserable. Like, what is my mom doing? That's what her daughter was in like 18, 17 or 19 in that age bracket. But she just looked disgusted.
That makes me really sad because that's what's not a hard age, but to have that kind of attention. And what if that's not even her personality type? What if she's a more of a shy,
right,
reserved kind of child, and now all of a sudden this spotlight.
That's what I was thinking. And does she even have time to spend with her daughter these days? She's so busy with all her social engagements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that makes me really sad. I hope you're misinterpreting it.
Well, I'll send you a picture and you can decide.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Everybody can have a look that's downcast, and we can draw a lot of assumptions from it. But okay, that's her something blue. Was from. She goes, it's from my Blue Origin flight, whatever, and she didn't say what it was, which I don't really care. I was surprised Oprah was there. I'm going to just say that.
Well, are they friends?
That's what I mean.
And then Gail, because she was on the flight, and Oprah and Gail are pretty much a team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't know they were tight, or if it's another celebrity thing. And Oprah doesn't need any kind of pub.
No, she doesn't.
At all. So that's my big question mark.
Leo DiCaprio? I don't know.
He brought his girlfriend.
Tom Brady?
Tom Brady was single, and so was, Tom Brady is single. Orlando Bloom, apparently they're still together, he and Katy Perry, but she was on tour.
No, I heard they were getting divorced.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, well, then maybe Orlando and Tom were,
going
batching
after
around.
Sweeney. But she has a boyfriend, Glenn Powell.
Wait, what?
I think she's dating Glenn Powell.
The guy in the movie with her with all the rumors?
Yes. Well, I heard this today from Dana and Dave. So,
were they speculating, or did they?
No, I think they were not speculating.
Okay, we're talking about Dana Carvey and David Spade's podcast, which is really quite amusing.
Yeah,
it's not every moment it's going to have your rapt attention, but it's got some good funny moments.
It does.
And they're two very funny guys.
Oh, they're so funny.
I like them.
Yeah.
So, wow. So, okay.
A lot of Scoopalicious here.
Wow, really stuff I didn't even know we were going to get into. Since we're still doing it, I'm just going to throw this other tidbit in that I saw, and I just thought to myself, oh my God, the Golden Bachelor, the new one coming up.
Oh, I'm dying to hear.
Okay, he says, I think I sent you a text or something. I just said, he's a big douche. I want to talk about it.
Yeah,
or something
I want to talk about his douchey side.
Okay, so he tells the producers, I don't want any woman over 60. I only want women 45 to 60 years old. And then they're like going, wait, what? You're whatever he is. I forget. He's
Is he like a sportscaster?
He has a football background.
Right.
We kind of but I don't know what he was a lawyer.
Oh, okay.
And then he retired, but maybe maybe who knows? Maybe locally in LA where he lives, he's doing some kind of sports coverage. It would figure, right? if he's got enough personality to be chosen as a Golden Bachelor, he's probably got enough personality, and obviously has the sports knowledge and
he's
acumen.
good looking.
And and I have to say, I was sort of encouraged going, well, I could look at that for, a season.
Last one.
Yeah. Oh, and then I read that, and the producers are saying, really that you're putting that kind of limitation on this? And he goes, I'm just being honest. I'm not kidding. I won't okay it.
But a lot of women look so much younger than they really are.
Well, yeah, I mean, there are a lot of ways to do that. And
I would love it if he picked somebody that's older and everybody's not telling their ages. And then he picks somebody and like, oh, by the way, she's 64.
Oh, Holly, I like
you can't
that.
tell your age. That's what the producers should do.
Yeah.
I mean, some people could Google and stuff, but the show's already been filmed or it's being filmed. But that would have been a good little catch.
Oh, man. That would
It's down to like the last night. And Jesse comes out and talks to him and says, well, I have to have a heart-to-heart. You've got 2 contenders here, and they're both over 60.
Yeah.
That would be good.
I wonder if he would,
stomp off.
like lose his boner over that or something. Like, oh, it was so hot for her, but now that I know she's old, like as old as I am, oh my... He's 60 what? I forget what he was.
He's 61. But what an attitude. See, that really makes me not like him already.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I read that. It was just a very brief article skim, and I just went, oh my God, what a turd.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's really all I got.
Well, that's good juice on that.
Yeah, and that's it for him. What do you have? What I don't even
I have
know.
Some crazy.
I'm flying blind here.
I'm
today.
still on pop culture.
Okay.
This came up last.
Maybe we should just make this all pop culture.
Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Cowboy Carter. Did you see what happened at the concert?
God, that could have been hideous.
I mean, what are they doing in the first place doing that?
Well, I don't like it when. I know that performers love to do all that stuff. Like Pink, she always flies out over the audience. Mm-hmm. But then this thing with Beyonce, it was in Houston on Sunday night. It was in
Houston on Sunday night, so it was just
her concert.
Night. And she comes down in this
like a car,
retro kind of Cadillac car from the ceiling or wherever.
Oh, so she starts at the ceiling.
Yeah, she's in the car, and on wires. This car is being lowered down to the stage. And it tilted to the side.
Oh, God.
And like, first of all, she almost fell. She could have fallen out. That would have been horrible.
Well, she was strapped in.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good.
I knew that.
That made sense.
Because I saw like a strap around her midsection.
Oh, okay.
But anyway.
And second of all, it looked like, the wires were, obviously the weight wasn't level or something happened and the car tilted and it did make it safely down. But everybody was screaming and running, probably. I would have been. And it could have just, a wire broke.
It would have crushed so many people. And of course, she would have been
probably
very, I would think, or severely injured.
Exactly.
I saw.
See the picture?
Some. Yeah. Oh, that's quite a tilt.
Over people doing that?
See, I don't like that. It would make me not want to go to a concert and be in an area where they might be flying over me.
Exactly. And
excuse me.
And like you said, Pink, she flies all over the place on wires, and it's not necessarily she's going to kill people, but if a wire just, boop, it's.
I saw some video of her. As it was making the descent, and she was smiling. It was a strained sort of smile.
Oh, gosh.
But she was cool as a cucumber, and I'm sure all she's thinking of is, holy you know what.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's just pray right now.
Yeah. Oh, anyway. So what else?
Well,
what else we got?
Let's see. Well, the Diddy trial. So
what is going on with the jury's deliberating? Is that where we are?
The jury's out right now. They're deliberating. And they sent a couple notes to the judge today. I just saw one recently when I just came over, but one that I saw earlier this afternoon was they say the juror sent a note to the judge, and it says one juror may not follow the instructions.
So one is saying I don't want to follow the instruction the judge has given them?
Yes.
That's a problem.
That's a huge problem. So the judge sent a note back saying, follow the instructions.
Well, I mean,
So, I mean, what I wonder,
I wonder
what
what the
happens.
instructions are.
Well, just the base. I think I understood it as the basic instructions.
Whatever that. I've never served on a jury. I don't know what
I
that
haven't
really
either.
means. But
And how do you not follow the instructions? You're picked as a juror. You are supposed to abide by the structure within the system or whatever. I'm already getting a feeling there's going to be
a hung jury. Yeah. Is that what you? That was. Yeah. That's.
I mean, to me,
yeah.
that's just like one piece of, a teaser on,
I just don't even understand what it means. Like, I won't follow the instructions, or that to me, I don't even understand what that means. Like,
I don't either.
so okay.
Well, hopefully some of the networks will define that tonight or
Yeah.
tomorrow, because I'm sure everybody's questioning the net. Now what? Does he
Yeah.
get kicked off?
It's weird.
Would he be kicked off when they bring the sub in?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have to laugh about the sub.
What do you mean?
I have a funny sub story about a jury. It's a personal story, but I can tell
I thought
it.
you never served on one.
I didn't. I did not. My husband did. And he was so excited. You could picture my husband wanting to be on a jury. Like, and be
Tom was excited. Your husband.
Yeah.
Okay.
And be the head guy, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's what he would want.
Oh, he wanted to be the whatever that is.
Yeah. But he he was the sub. So when you're the sub, you have to sit there the whole time, because if somebody gets knocked out, you go in.
Okay.
I didn't know that's how it worked.
I didn't either.
So that's why I'm saying maybe a sub would go in on Diddy's trial.
Got it.
And he just went every day on the edge of his seat thinking maybe he's going to get in there in the jury room. I go, oh, the poor jury room. And he never did.
Good thing he doesn't listen to us.
I know. Well, he does now.
Oh.
Yeah, because I'm like, oh, are you going to listen? I poke him around. But anyways, it was a judge in town.
Wow.
And super nice judge. It was some drunk driving, or I'm not really sure. It wasn't like major. In fact, he brought his pilot pens and gave him a whole box.
Oh, bribery? Is that bribery?
Oh, maybe he was bribing the judge. I don't know.
You got to let me in that room.
He just said, thank you for the opportunity to letting me serve, even though he was like a substitute.
I could totally see Tom doing that.
Like, well, I want to get in there.
Yeah.
And I'll tell them what to do, and we'll figure this all out.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
That's why I just laugh every time I hear about a sub.
That is a good story.
Anyways, personal note.
But I like that he's willing to be a public servant.
Oh,
I mean, temporarily, albeit.
Yeah. He has time. He could do it again. Who knows? Maybe he'll get called up.
Oh, man. Okay, let's talk about the Idaho murder case real quick.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
today
it's
was
gruesome.
a newsy day.
Yeah. But
of big stuff.
Yeah. So we used to talk about this a little bit more, and then of course there really wasn't any movement.
Right.
So I like this news in a way because it means he's pleaded guilty, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, he has.
He's pleaded guilty to the murders because we figured he realized that they've got it on him. They've got everything they need to send him away, and there's a death penalty.
Right.
In Idaho.
Exactly.
So he qualifies for that. And believe me, they would want to throw that right at him, as would I. Because,
right.
I mean,
garbage.
So he pleaded guilty and he got a plea deal. And so he's going to, what was it? Did you?
4 consecutive life sentences.
Okay.
And he'll sit there and rot in jail, which.
No possibility of parole, too.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. And I hope he just thinks about what he's just a really. That impassive affect of his, just
right.
You just know that there are bad things going on inside that brain.
Oh yeah,
you hate
He's
to.
just a cold-blooded killer.
Yep,
that's what he is.
Yeah,
and
so anyway,
and the other, it's not a good thing, but the families don't have to go through the gruesome details in court day after day after day.
Yep,
and to hear the defense. That would be horrible.
Haven't they already had enough?
I mean, just, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that they were interviewing, was I sitting downstairs with you when they were interviewing some friends or family members? Or and they were like, well.
Will justice ever be served?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, and how, and then something about trying to compensate you with what? He has no.
He doesn't have money. They can't go after his parents.
No.
Yeah.
No, they can't. No.
And his sister's writing a book, or she's written a book.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's like something about the sister of Brian Kohlberger. So
is I don't know if he had more than one sister, but isn't she the one who spoke out against him? Like a year and a half ago.
It's that sister.
Wow.
So maybe, I mean, she probably got a good book deal if they're going back to like childhood and then
the making of a homicidal murderer.
Right. Exactly.
Well, that's sort of redundant, but okay.
Yeah, a homicidal murder.
The making of a murderer, or what I guess that would be. Yeah.
So
wow.
Yeah. Ooh, is right.
Well, I guess she's getting compensated for having grown up with such a freak.
Right.
Because growing up with him as a brother, that can't have been any kind of bowl of cherries.
Weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so strange.
Anyway, what else do we have?
Oh God, I just had something else on the.
And if we don't, that's fine. But
no, it was hold on.
I don't have any more. Let me see if I have any more pop news as we rustle through our our massive notes. Okay, this one can wait. Let's see, and it will wait. And then this one. Well, this is a newsy sort of thing. I mean, I have something that's not really pop news, but look for higher prices at your grocery store for crops because the workers in Ventura County, it was Ventura, I forget anyway, that area where there's so much produce. I mean, billions and billions.
Oh boy.
Of the window is now, and workers aren't showing up. Because they're terrified.
They're scared.
Yeah, because of ice. So just FYI, this is just sort of a news alert because we like to clue you in on other stuff. If you haven't heard about this, look for either massive shortages or extremely high prices of what they were able to harvest. Not all of them are, but the majority, like they're saying 70% of the field hands who work there, butts off out there are not. So... reaping what's been sown. Anyway, do you have anything else? It's
just a food bulletin.
Food bulletin?
Yes. It's from Only Good News. Kraft is the first major company to go natural. We'll see how natural that is.
Well, they have to be. I mean,
Kraft Heinz will remove all artificial food, drug, and cosmetic dyes from all U.S. products by the end of 2027.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm sure it's the same process that they do for Europe. Manufacture that through your same system that we can get it.
Yeah, why can't we just find out what their formulas are?
Exactly.
And wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah. Instead of waiting 2 years, but at least it's on the docket. So like I said, they're the first major food company to commit to the shift since FDA announced plans to phase out synthetic food colorings.
Love it. Love it. Yay,
so that
Kraft.
made me really happy. And then will be interesting to see the old versus the new on, you know, how you start reading backs of labels and you're like, if you don't know the first 5 words, put it back.
Right.
Because they're crazy.
Right. Oh, I like that. So by the end of 2027, so a year and a half. Well, they have to formulate their ways of doing things. But if they were selling like mac and cheese, you know, in Canada or wherever, Europe or where, I mean, I don't see Europe buying Kraft mac and cheese, but I don't know. I mean, they just seem to eat better than we do. Right. I think they could just find out from them.
Yeah.
Or you just use that formula.
I would say so.
Yeah.
They might have to gear up because we have such a large population.
Well, yeah.
And these, I don't know. I'm just speculating.
Yeah.
And maybe they'd have just those plants over there and they don't have the plants here.
And they have to reorganize their plants, I guess, because if they're coloring and flavoring things in a different way, you probably have to switch out equipment.
Right, exactly.
Wow. But that's still good news.
It's good news, and hopefully some other big companies will step up to the plate and do the same thing.
Yay. Good News Network. Thank you. And thank you, Holly, for finding that.
Oh, sure.
That is a nice note to end on, unless you have one more thing.
4th of July.
Oh, yes.
Did you know next year's the 200th year celebration?
I've heard.
I mean, of course, you know by the numbers, but it just hit me.
Yeah.
So, anyways, this year is the 199th year that we've been a country.
Yep.
And let's just hope everybody has a safe 4th of July.
Mm-hmm. Let's hope.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of it is in your own control. So I'm looking forward to it. I mean, Lake Bluff, of course, is the 4th of July capital of the nation.
It is.
I mean, it really is. And I'm going to enjoy myself. Friends coming up. And I've already got 4 parties marked down.
You better go to our party.
Of course I am.
Okay. Andrew sent me a text. He's going to be there.
Oh,
FYI.
Yay.
Hi, Andrew.
Yes. Hi, Andrew, if you're listening. Okay. So anyway, that's that. And over and out. Have a great 4th and a wonderful week.
everybody. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Harvey. Ladies Who Question is executive produced and edited by me, Lisa Dominique, and also executive produced by Holly Caulfield. Holly also does most of our research, and Claire Caulfield is in charge of technical assistance and social media. Music, My Lionheart. Sketch music by Florian Manx and Matthew Anderson. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe, follow, rate, and review Ladies Who Question on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Send your thoughts to ladieswhoquestion@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, and our website, ladieswhoquestion.com.
All content discussed on Ladies Who Question are the opinions of Lisa Dominique and Holly Caulfield and should not be construed as advice of any kind. By listening to this podcast, you agree not to use this podcast as advice of any personal or medical issue for yourself or others. This disclaimer also applies to guests or contributors to the podcast.